Is there someone else?
Oh my God.
I feel like
What the are you talking about? I tried on
you
a
don't like me.
As far as couples on TLC's 90-Day franchise go, Sophie and Rob couldn't seem like a more compatible couple. You'd have to agree, most of the couples seem like mismatches with one or more stories of catfishing turning into a loving relationship down the road. But that wasn't the case for Sophie and Rob. The 24-year-old from England was smitten with the husky 33-year-old Californian. They became the show's breakout couple long before their season 10, aired because they were both equally gorgeous.
Makes such a cute couple.
You know what they say, though, beauty fades. In Sophie and Rob's case, it seemed like the spark lasted for a blink of an eye before the two were at each other's throats. Cheating allegations, screaming matches, and toddler tantrums. Sophie and Rob aren't a happy couple, but they might not have given up on one another just yet. Although, frankly, fans wish they'd cut the cord and end the toxic relationship once and for all. Let's first take a rewind down memory lane. So, their story started like any other modern-day romance, on Instagram. Sophie claimed she saw a picture of Rob on an Instagram page dedicated to attractive mixed-race singles, saw the man of her dreams, and decided to shoot her shot. Rob also loved the fact that the then 23-year-old Londoner had reached out to him and was blown away. They started talking, one thing led to another, and Rob declared his undying love for her, something he reiterated when Sophie landed at LAX.
She can never annoy me. I think I love her.
Of the many ways to propose, Rob chose the most creative one. The guy had an entire dance number planned, which ended with him on one knee, asking Sophie to be with him till death do them part. She said yes. Well, till death or till he cheated again.
Oh, come on!
Yep, Rob might have seemed like the perfect guy, but looks can be deceiving. In this case, fans were left wide-eyed when Sophie revealed he'd been cheating on her throughout their long-distance relationship. Yep, even after she landed in the USA and he did the whole dance to ask her to marry him. Rob was apparently to do the no-pants dance with other girls. Ouch!
I'm not now accusing you of being a real-life cheater. I don't think you're out here. No, great for you, but like, come on.
Have I not said I'm sorry?
It hurt me.
Have I not said I'm sorry?
You think you know a guy, huh? Speaking of which, Claire, Sophie's mom, was labeled a hater by Rob after it was revealed that she hated the fact her daughter was getting married to him.
Taylor was right. Haters gonna hate.
In Rob's mind, Claire was a control freak. In Claire's mind, her daughter was settling for someone who cheated on her several times and lived in a studio apartment with a communal bathroom in the outpost.
Gross!
Despite everything, all the fights, Sophie and Rob did get married, which shocked, well, everyone. Rob claimed that he was a changed man, and Sophie said she believed him. Hindsight's 20/20, and Claire probably wished she could have objected to the union during the ceremony.
It's a line you gotta wait for. The priest is gonna say, "Speak now, forever hold your peace," and that's when you say, "I object."
Oh, I don't have time for this.
Why? Because the two realized they actually couldn't hack it, at least not with each other. After their breakout season in the Parent series, Sophie and Rob returned on 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, where the couple revealed that they'd separated. Still, they were trying to work on their relationship and wanted things to work. From London to Inglewood and then to Austin before finally moving to Scottsdale. Look, Sophie's no stranger to traveling every few months. Besides growing up between Spain and the UK, her work as a fashion model and content creator has seen her travel to different corners of the globe. So moving to Inglewood to be with Rob wasn't a big thing. As big as you'd consider living in a studio apartment without a bathroom to be. Yep, that's right, the bathroom was outside. But in Rob's defense, in his own words, he believed that being in his tiny apartment with his dog would be good for Sophie and help her curb her rich girl tendencies.
Poor little rich girl. What does she know about misery?
Sophie powered through, but eventually told Rob she planned on moving their family to Austin, Texas for a new start. This was after Rob had an outburst over Sophie's admission that she was bisexual.
I've been trying to be perfect, but I'm not perfect, man.
I'm not. Like, man, I'm not perfect, but I'm definitely not trying to be with nobody else but you.
That was where we left the two in season 10. They weren't a couple anyone was banking on, but the cast of 90 Day has proven us wrong several times before. This wouldn't be one of those cases, though. Happily Ever After started with more fights and outbursts. This time, Rob accused Sophie of being in a relationship with her best friend, Kay. Sophie had moved out of their home after one fight too many and in with Kay, something Rob believed she'd planned from the start. After insinuating that she was a gold digger, ironic that Rob announced he'd never take back Sophie. Fine by Sophie, who was done with Rob's antics and his many, many cheating scandals. Yep, he cheated on her again! Online cheated, as Sophie calls it, but what's done is done, Rob.
Why would you do that?
The only thing that held her back all this time, however, was the fact that she would have to move back to the UK if she divorced Rob. Sophie confided in Kay that she was trying to decide if leaving Rob was worth jeopardizing her career in the US. Still, it looks like the couple are working through their issues, at least as far as season 8 of Happily Ever After is concerned. Is buying Sophie a stuffed animal and apologizing to Claire enough for Sophie to stay? We don't think so.
So, this is all lovely and sweet, but there's obviously a big elephant in the room. It's about you two. Like, your marriage is an absolute train wreck.
In February 2024, some fans even believed that Rob and Sophie were headed toward their third casting in the 90 Day franchise with season 2 of Last Resort. It seemed like despite being deemed the least compatible couple in the series, the couple was at least trying to make things work. Did they succeed? Are they now living happily ever after in Austin?
I don't think so.
No, not really. Social media users realized that Rob had been seeing someone else for a while now. This was uncovered while Happily Ever After was still filming, and many believed that it signaled divorce. You'd be surprised to know then that they haven't gone through with the divorce, at least not yet. So wait, does this mean he's back to his old ways and now openly cheating on Sophie? Not exactly, because the same sleuths who found Rob's girlfriend also managed to link Sophie with a mystery man from Scottsdale. It seems like Rob and Sophie finally realized that they just couldn't make a marriage work and decided to call it quits.
Really? Oh, thank God! Oh, thank God!
A divorce is underway, but that doesn't mean the couple still aren't at least somewhat amicable toward one another. You know what? Scratch that. Guess some people are just better off as friends. It's believed that one of the reasons why Sophie and Rob held off on calling it quits officially for so long was because of the concerns she shared with Kay. Apparently, after sitting down and having a heart-to-heart, the two realized that things didn't have to turn ugly. Sophie shared her concerns about moving back home when she's thriving professionally in the US, and Rob agreed it was in her best interest to stay together. So that's what they did. Almost. They stayed together only until Sophie found her footing in the US, a good, stable, long-term plan. And only then did Rob file for divorce.
Well, that's very nice.
Hey, it might not have been the end the two were hoping for, but they just weren't meant to be a couple. They're actually doing a lot better now as friends. Speaking of which, Sophie's been living with Kay ever since moving out of their joint home, and she couldn't be happier. Honestly, fans couldn't be happier for her either. She's got that breakup glow, after all.
Totally, girl. You look good.
You know a relationship's wearing you down when you transform into the best version of yourself after the split. Social media users had to pick their jaws up from the floor when the already stunning Sophie turned into an even better version in her return to Instagram following news of her divorce. She's been living large with Kay, taking care of herself and her mental health, signing brand deals, and furthering her career. Truly living her best life. And now that Sophie's a single lady, well, it seems like former 90 Day Fiancé co-stars have taken an interest in her. Razvan. Yes, that Razvan from season 6 of Before the 90 Days. Fans watched him try to chat up our newly single Sophie in an Instagram live, and, well, let's just say awkward is an understatement.
You like more Arabic, Eastern, Middle, or American?
Come on, guys. Thank you, Logan. Thank you, Rachel.
Clearly, Sophie was having none of it, and we don't blame her. We'd think the same if we had a half-naked guy making cringe remarks in front of hundreds of watching fans on a live stream. But what about Rob? Well, besides the fact that he has a new girlfriend now, we don't know much about what's going on with him. He could be considering a move back to Inglewood. After all, one of the things he complained about the most was rent prices. Fans have no idea how he makes it work in that studio apartment of his, but hey, as long as he's happy, right? On that note, actually, as long as they're both happy. Season 8 of Happily Ever After is still airing, and fans are sure that the two of them have a lot of drama upcoming on the show. At least they're living drama-free lives off-screen. Do you think calling off the marriage was the right move, or do you think they should have pulled the plug sooner? Let us know in the comments and give this video a thumbs up. And if you think the Sophie and Ron drama is a hot mess, check out the crazy drama going on with this couple in this next video you need to watch.